All right, who's in charge here? The owner needs to come out.
That's me.
You? You don't look like an owner.
I just live here. I mean, I own it.
Huh, okay, sure. Then you won't mind stepping off the
I
property.
can't. This is my place.
Listen, man, don't play games. 1 minute to leave or you're going in for trespassing.
Watch what happens when assumptions replace facts. A man in plain
Watch what happens when you assume you know who you are dealing with. A man in plain clothes stands near a gate on his own lot. No uniform, no fancy car, no loud voice. He is calm. He is alone. He looks like someone you can push around. That is exactly what Officer Grant sees. Grant hears one word on the radio, trespass, and his brain locks in. He walks up like the case is already solved. Jason Miller says, "This is my place." Grant barely pauses. He looks Jason up and down. He talks slow, like Jason is a kid. Jason stays simple. He does not argue. He does not show off. He just repeats the truth. Then Grant does the thing that changes everything. He treats ownership like an attitude problem. He treats calm like guilt. And he treats Jason like he has no right to stand there. But here's the question. What do you do when the trespasser is the owner? What do you do when the man you plan to arrest already has the deed, the tax record, and witnesses who know his name? What do you do when you are wrong and everyone is watching? Because in this story, the proof shows up fast, the cameras show up faster, and the price tag comes last. The city paid $3.8 million. Before I continue, let me ask you this. Have you ever been treated unfairly by someone with power? Drop your answer in the comments. Jason Miller was not trying to start a fight. He was a 38-year-old property owner. He worked a normal job during the week. He saved for years. He bought this place as an investment. He did not dress like money. He dressed like comfort. That is why the first look fooled Officer Grant. Jason had owned the property for 3 years. His name was on the county record. The tax bill came to his mailbox. The power account was in his name too. He had a folder at home with every paper that mattered. He kept it because life taught him to keep proof. On that day, he was there for a simple reason. He was checking the fence line before a small repair. That is it. No drama, no big plan. Now here is what happened next. Jason walked into a scene that did not match his day. And if you have ever been doubted for no reason, type justice in the comments. Officer Grant was a patrol officer in that area. He was 42 years old. He had a habit locals talked about. People said he came in hot. People said he turned small calls into big scenes. Some neighbors called him One-Step Grant because he always moved one step closer even when nobody threatened him. That matters because distance is power. When an officer closes space, most people freeze. Grant also had another habit. He trusted his first guess more than facts. That is a bad mix with a trespass call, because trespass calls are often messy. Owners, renters, and guests all get blamed. A careful officer asked questions first. Grant did not. He chose control first. That was wrong. He had choices and he chose badly. Let me know in the comments, should officers treat every call like a crime scene, or should they slow down? Because the next part shows why speed can hurt. It was late afternoon around 4:10 p.m. The light was soft but fading. The air felt dry. A few cars passed, slow, like they were looking. Jason stood near the gate, phone in hand. He was reading a message from a repair guy. Across the street, a neighbor named Tanya Brooks watered plants. She had lived there 8 years. Another neighbor, Mike Alvarez, sat in a truck nearby. He had done small jobs for Jason before. At 4:12 p.m., a patrol car rolled up and stopped hard. Officer Grant stepped out fast. His shoulders were high. His face looked set. He walked straight at Jason. He said, "You need to leave this property right now." Jason blinked once. He said, "This is mine." Grant did not ask, "Are you the owner?" He asked, "Where is the owner?" That difference matters. If stories like this matter to you, hit subscribe right now. Turn on notifications too, because the next minutes are where the line gets crossed. Jason kept his voice low. "I own it," he said. Grant tilted his head. "Sure you do," he replied. Grant looked past Jason, like the real owner would appear. He said, "Step off the lot." Jason did not move. He said, "I can't. I'm allowed to be here." Grant's tone changed. "You are refusing a lawful order," he said. Jason frowned. "I'm not refusing. I'm staying on my place," he replied. That is when Grant got dismissive. "Huh. Okay, sure," he said like it was a joke. He pointed at the sidewalk. "Last warning." Jason lifted his phone a little. I can pull up the record, he said. Grant snapped back. I don't care about your phone, he said. Hands where I can see them. Tanya heard that and looked up. She walked closer but stayed on her side. Officer, she said, that is Jason. He owns that lot. Grant did not look at her. He kept his eyes on Jason. Mike stepped out of his truck. He hired me last month, Mike said. He owns it. Grant finally turned, but only for a second. Stay out of this, he said. Jason tried again. I can show you paperwork, he said. Grant stepped closer. You don't tell me how to do my job, he replied. Jason took one slow step back, not to run, just to breathe. Grant took one step forward. That is where the story gets interesting, because the more Jason stayed calm, the more Grant pushed. If you have ever seen someone abuse power, comment, seen it. But wait, there is more to this, because a third person started recording. At 4:18 p.m., a woman walking by stopped. Her name was Aisha Khan. She pulled out her phone and held it steady. She did not yell, she just filmed. That one choice changed the whole case. Jason saw the phone and took a slow breath. He spoke even simpler. Officer, I live here. I own this, he said. Grant shook his head. You are trespassing, he replied. Jason did not argue with big words. He said, please check the record. It will show my name. Grant waved a hand. I'm not here to play internet detective, he said. Tanya spoke again, louder now. Officer, you can call dispatch. He is the owner, she said. Grant turned and pointed. Ma'am, step back, he said. She stepped back, but she kept filming too. Now there were 2 cameras. 10 minutes earlier, Grant had all the power. Now the truth had backup. Jason tapped his screen and held it out. This is the county page, he said. Grant leaned in, then pulled back. That could be fake, he said. Jason nodded once. Then call it in, he replied. That was a smart move, but he still sounded normal. Mike added, I can show you the text thread. Jason paid me for work, he said. Grant looked annoyed. He keyed his radio at 4:20 p.m. Need a supervisor, he said. His voice was tight. Jason did not celebrate. He stayed still. That matters. Calm people look honest on camera. Aggressive people do not. 2 minutes later, Grant tried another angle. What are you doing here, he asked. Jason answered. Checking the fence line, he said. Grant scoffed. Convenient, he replied. Aisha's camera caught that word. Convenient. It sounded like bias. It sounded like he had decided. Then something small happened that made it worse. Grant reached for Jason's arm. Not a full grab, but a touch. Jason pulled his arm back fast. Don't touch me, he said. Grant's voice jumped. Stop resisting, he said. And that is the moment viewers always hate, because Jason was not resisting. He was protecting his body. Tanya gasped. Mike said, he didn't do anything, loud and clear. Aisha kept filming. Grant paused, then backed off half a step. For the first time, he looked unsure, but he tried to hide it with force. Turn around, he said. Jason asked, am I being arrested? In a calm voice. Grant answered, you will be, like a threat. Now here is what happened next. At 4:24 p.m., a supervisor pulled up, and the whole power balance started to flip. Comment below. When an officer says stop resisting during calm video, do you believe them? The supervisor was Sergeant Elena Park. She was 39 years old. She walked up with a steady pace. She looked at Jason, then at Grant, then at the phones. She knew this was serious. She asked Grant, what do we have? Grant said, trespasser refusing to leave. Fast. Park turned to Jason. Sir, what is your name? She asked. Jason Miller, he replied. Do you own this property? She asked. Yes, Jason said. Park nodded. Do you have proof? She asked. Jason held up his phone again. Park did not dismiss it. She looked. She asked Jason to read the address aloud. He did. She asked Grant, did you run the address? Grant said, not yet. That was a bad answer. Park keyed her radio. Confirm ownership for this parcel, she said. Then she turned to Tanya and Mike. She asked, do you know him? Tanya said, yes, he lives here. He owns it. Mike said, I worked for him. He paid me. Park asked Aisha, are you recording? Aisha said, yes, for safety. Park replied, keep recording. That was a rare good moment. A supervisor protecting a citizen's right to film. 10 minutes later, at 4:35 p.m., dispatch confirmed it. Jason Miller was listed as the owner. Park looked at Grant. She did not yell. She just said, we are done here. Grant tried to talk. Sarge, the caller said. He started. Park cut him off. Facts beat callers, she said. Then she told Jason, "You are free to go about your day." Jason exhaled. Tanya smiled. Mike nodded. Grant looked angry but quiet. If you want more stories like this, hit subscribe and stay with us, because the next part is where the city tries to control the damage. But wait, there is more, because the video did not stay local. That evening, around 7:20 p.m., Aisha posted the clip online. It showed the whole tone. Jason calm, Grant sharp, two witnesses backing Jason up, and the stop resisting line on camera. By 8:20 p.m., the video had 120,000 views. By 10:00 p.m., it passed 800,000. People shared it in group chats. They sent it to local pages. They tagged news crews. By the next morning, it hit 2.6 million views across platforms. Share it if you think others should see this. The comments came in waves. Some people wrote, "Check the deed before cuffs." Others wrote, "He treated him like a liar." Many praised Tanya and Mike for speaking up, and they praised Aisha for staying calm while filming. Type, "Witnesses matter if you agree." Local news ran a short segment that night. The city released a tight statement. "We are reviewing the incident," they said. No apology, no names, just review. But the internet does not forget video. And the more the city tried to stay vague, the more people pushed for answers. Now here's the part you want to hear. The money came later, the settlement amount. I'll tell you in a second, but first you need to know what happened in court. 2 weeks later, Jason met with a lawyer. He did not want revenge. He wanted accountability. He filed a lawsuit against the city. A lawsuit is a legal claim. It means you ask a court to fix harm. Jason said the harm was real. He said the stop was wrong. He said the threat of arrest was wrong. He said the officer ignored proof and witnesses. During the next months, the lawyer asked for records. They pulled the dispatch call, they pulled radio logs, they pulled any body camera video, they pulled the supervisor report, and they pulled the county record check time. That detail matters. It showed how long it took to do the simple step. The city also interviewed witnesses. Tanya gave a statement. Mike gave a statement. Aisha gave her full video file. The city tried to argue that Grant acted in good faith. That means he thought he was right, but the video undercut that story. It showed Grant dismissing proof. It showed him talking down to Jason. It showed him touching Jason first. That was a big problem. A year later, the city chose to settle. A settlement is when both sides agree to a payout. It avoids a full trial. The city paid $3.8 million. That money covered damages and legal costs. Jason did not get a medal. He got a check and a record. Grant faced an internal review. The city did not share all results. That is another problem. Many systems hide discipline. Let me know what you think. Should discipline reports be public when taxpayers pay? 10 days after the settlement, something else happened. The city updated its trespass call policy. That was the twist people missed. After the settlement, Jason spoke to a reporter outside a small office. He looked tired but steady. He said the money was not the point. He said, "I should not need papers to stand on my land." He talked about the moment Grant reached for his arm. He said his heart jumped. He said he thought about his family. He thought about how fast a bad moment can turn deadly. Then he thanked the people who helped. He thanked Tanya for speaking up. He thanked Mike for backing him. He thanked Aisha for filming without yelling. He said, "They kept me safe." Jason also said something simple that hit hard. He said, "Calm did not save me. Proof saved me." That line matters because not everyone has proof ready. Not everyone has witnesses brave enough to speak. He asked the city to train officers to check records first. He asked them to treat people with respect from the start. He ended with this: "If you work hard for a place, you deserve to be believed." If that message hits home, write "believe people" in the comments. Now let's zoom out for 30 seconds. Trespass calls often start with one person's guess. A guess is not proof. Many cities pay millions each year for stops that never should happen. Most people cannot sue. They do not have time or money. That is why video matters. Witnesses matter too. This case shows a simple rule. Check facts first, use force last. That should be normal, not rare. Now let's finish with what you can do. So let me ask you, should Jason have been treated like a criminal? Should a calm owner have to prove he belongs? Should taxpayers pay millions for lazy checks? Because if we don't fix the problem, then we're just waiting for the next Officer Grant, the next Jason Miller, the next bad outcome. Comment below if you believe the city should have done more. If you think stories like this matter, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications because you won't want to miss the next one. We're going to keep exposing these stories. We're going to keep demanding better. This isn't just about one officer or one owner, it's about all of us. See you in the next one.